What's up, Dragon Ball Super fam? Welcome to Saiyan Royalty TCG, where we bring our variety of gaming to you. Today we have a deck profile for you guys. This is the Vegeta Spirit Boost Elite. He is one of my favorite leaders. Anybody that watches our channel, anybody that knows me personally knows that Vegeta is my dude. He is my absolute favorite character. I'm just a huge Vegeta fanatic. So I wanted to bring this deck profile to you guys. This is very fun. I love playing this dude at my locals. He is absolutely phenomenal and great for red, in my opinion. So without further ado, if you are new to this channel, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that little notification bell. And without further ado, we'll get into this big bad boy. So we got Vegeta. He has an auto when this card attacks. You draw one, and he gets an extra 5k for the turn. He helps with that pressure. You definitely need that for red, especially right now. Come on, Bandai, we need some more help. And he has a really cool awakening when your life is at 4 or less, or you have a red unison card, which we'll get to that in a minute. With a specified cost of 2 in play, you may switch up to 2 of your energy to active mode, add cards from your life until you have 5 life left, which will fuel your hand, by the way. And then you get to choose up to 1 of your red unison cards, if it is Kaba, which we don't run Kaba in this deck, in its name, add a marker to it and flip this card over. However, with that being said, Kaba is still a great addition to this deck, so if you want to go that route, by all means. So we have his Awakening. We have Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Spirit Boost Elite. Auto, when this card attacks, you draw one. You need your draws. You choose up to 1 of your red unison cards with a specified cost of 2 and no keyword skills, and it gains double strike for the turn. That is absolutely phenomenal. That's what helps this dude out so much. Oh, I love this leader. Once per turn, Spirit Boost 1, which, for those of you that don't know, that means you remove 1 marker from your unison card. When your opponent attacks your red unison card with a specified cost of 2, you're allowed to negate the attack and choose your unison, and it gives another 6k power for the rest of the turn. So it helps it stay alive in case they're trying to kill it off. So to go into the deck, to start off with this bad boy right here. We are running Piccolo Jr., Descendant of the King. Absolutely phenomenal card. Probably the best unison for red in my opinion, especially for early game, and coupled with this leader for the double strike. I love it. So he has an auto when your opponent activates a counter skill, and that's not once per turn, it's whenever they activate a counter, period. You choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with 15k power or less and KO it. Absolutely great for board clearance. Love this dude. He has a +1 activate main, you draw a card. Like I said, you need your draws out of this deck. It helps to fuel your hand to get your aggro going. And then he has an activate main that you're hardly ever going to use, but when it comes up, man, is it great. He has a choose up to 1 of your red battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less. You choose all of your opponent's battle cards with power less than or equal to the chosen card and KO them. Then you can minus another 2 off of this dude. And once per turn, you remove 2 markers from it. And as long as you got another one of these under there, you can remove it and take the top card of your deck and put it into your life. Absolutely great. Now we're also running, because you definitely want to make sure that you see your unisons in this deck, we're running 2 of the Mass Saiyan Avenger from Another Dimension. We're literally only running this dude for the +1 for another draw. Other than that, the rest of this card really doesn't matter. Very situational. I'm not saying you can't activate any of this or the effects. They're just not primarily used for this deck. However, the permanent, if you are playing this one instead, if this is what you draw into and you're trying to get your Awakening off, he does get another 1k power for each red Saiyan card in your battle area. So it does help with your aggro as well. So next we've got Chain Attack Bardock. This is honestly the most aggro version of this deck in my opinion. I've tried out the U7. I like it. I love its utility. However, it's just too slow for me. There are many, especially with black being as aggro as they are at the moment, and there are a lot of black presence at our locals. Just got to try to out aggro them, try to play around their stuff. So we got Chain Attack Bardock. He's really cool. He has a Bond 3 red Saiyan cards, which does include your leader, and I love that. This card gets another 11k power and critical. And also when he attacks, you choose up 1 of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets -4 for each red Saiyan card or Bardock's crew in your battle area. So that's awesome. This dude right here can really clear off some big bad beaties whenever you've got a massive board out. So we run 3 of those, dude. Gotta love him. We are also running 4 Chain Attack Borgos. This guy we're playing off of, it helps with the aggro as well. He has the Bond 3, so it becomes a 15k beater. But we're playing him mainly for the draw. So when he plays, you get to draw a card and you have another 15k. So we got 4 of those. Let's see here. I seem to have mixed up some stuff, so I guess it's not going to be in order like I wanted to, but we have 3 of the Super Saiyan Bardock, Super Saiyan Enlightenment. He is great, specifically because he can EX Evolve for 1 red energy over any of your Bardocks in this deck. And when he's played, you look at the 7 cards from the top of your deck, place up to 1 Bardock's crew among them into your drop area, and shuffle your deck, which will come up handy. Because when he attacks, you play up to 1 Bardock's crew with an energy cost of 1 from your drop, then choose up to 2 of your red Saiyans other than this card, then get a 5k buff. So that can be your leader card, any of your other Bardock's crew. I believe we're running we're running more red Saiyans in here. So you can choose anything as long as it's a red Saiyan, give it another 5k. So then we're running 3 of the Son Goku Divine Presence. Don't get me wrong, I really love this card and I love what it does. I just hate tapping 2 in red. I don't get me wrong, I like that it has deflect. But without barrier and tapping 2 in a red deck is very detrimental, especially if you're not able to kill them off on that turn, because you're investing a lot into. Don't get me wrong, and like I said, because when he comes out, you're able to give him another 5k, because we don't run the vanilla stuff in here. So, before I get any further, he is deflect and a dual attack at 20k. You have an activate battle. If you have 3 or more energy and you have 2 or more red battle cards in your combo area, you can tap 2 red and play this card from your hand and choose up one of your mono red cards and give it a 5k buff for the turn. So it can be this one or any of the other ones that we're going over as long as they're a red battle card. Or actually, it's a mono red card in general. And then when he restands, he has a once per turn when his card attacks. Like I said, we don't run the skillless stuff, but you can choose this card and give it another 5k. So, if you did happen to choose this card the first time, it becomes a 30k beater on the second round. And we've got... I apologize, it was a little out of order, but we have 4 of the Chain Attack Fascia. She is absolutely phenomenal. You need this card. Man, do you need this card. If you absolutely whiff on your unisons, she will save your day most of the time. There is still that chance that she could whiff, but it's very, very unlikely. There's so many times this girl right here saved my butt. When you play her, you get to look at the top 5 and add up to 1 Bardock's crew with an energy cost of 5 or less, which is anything that you're running here that's Bardock's crew is 5 or less. And then, or a red unison with a specified cost of 2. So if your aggro game is not looking that strong, you need her. She will save you. And then she becomes another 15k beater as well with the Bond 3. And then we have the Bardock, Pride of a Low-Class Warrior. This card is great because coupled with the... right there. Coupled with this dude, you can play him, you can swing, take a life, put you down to 4, especially if you've already awoken due to your condition with the unison. You can put yourself down to 4, make your super combos and stuff live. He restands. If you have him in your hand, you can tap 1 to EX Evolve, and even though he says that he cannot attack, he's a new card, so now he can swing. So before I get too much farther than that, he auto add 1 card from your life to your hand when this card attacks. He gets 11k power for the battle. And the second auto, if your leader card is a red Saiyan card and you have 2 or more energy when this card deals damage by attacking, you switch this card to active mode, look at up to 7 cards from the top of your deck, and play up to 1 Bardock's crew with an energy cost of 1 among them. I love that. It allows you to mass out your board for your Bond 3. Get you a lot of them 15k beaters out there to really apply the pressure. Then you shuffle your deck, and the card you play with this skill, and this card can't attack for the turn. But like I said, if you already have him out there, you tap 1, EX Evolve, new card, swing. I checked one of these little dudes in here. I like him. He's just very situational. If you're a Chain Attack Bardock, negs the power, or we have another card in here, the Emperor's Death Beam. If they neg the power and you don't have him on board, you're able to free play him. And he's just another 15k beater to try to deal damage. Let's see, we have Broly, Crown of Retribution. In my honest opinion, the way things are right now with Negates and the Negate play a blocker and everything, these guys are just absolutely phenomenal. I really should be playing more of these, especially now that the Black Negate is out. We have a lot of black presence as far as like Gogeta Zeno and Vegex and thwarting the Dark Empires. A lot of that are our locals. So this card is just great. So he is a 1-drop. If your leader card is red, when you play this card from your hand, your opponent has 2 or more energy in active mode. Your opponent reveals their hand, and you choose up to 1 battle card from it with 20k power or less, and place it in its owner's drop area. So primarily, this is really good if somebody's playing like the Topo because they have to tap 2. And I get that not everybody is going to tap 2 for the blocker negates, but it does happen. And if they are prepared for that, you can just go ahead and snipe it. Or you won't be able to snipe that, but you'll be able to snipe another card, and then you'll go ahead and see what they have in their hand, which is awesome. So then we teched in 1 of the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Son Goku, Concentrated Destruction. He's really only there for decks that are able to go wider than you, or faster than you. It allows you to wipe their board and maintain your aggro to try to beat them faster. So when you play this card, he has Deflect, and he's a 15k. But when you play him from your hand, you choose all of your opponent's battle cards with 20k power or less and KO them. I love that. And then he has a 2 red. If your leader card is red and you place this card from your hand in your drop area, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and it gets minus 25k power for the turn. Now, like I said before, I hate tapping 2 for 1 little skill, especially in red. If it was blue, it's not as bad, but red, it really does hurt. But like I said before, if they are pushing you down with a big beefy girl or whatever they're playing, this card will save you. It's just really good. And then, of course, we can't play red without at least our Limit 1 King Piccolo, the new ruler. He has a 15k. If your leader card is red, this card gets minus 5k power, and your opponent can't activate blocker skills in response to this card's attack. This card has gotten better with more presence of the negate blockers. So they negate, they play the blocker, you slap this Betty down, guess what, you can't use your blocker. Yeah, he has an activate main. If you have a red unison card in play with 3 more markers on it, you play this card for free from your hand, and you can't play copies of them for the turn. And at the end of your turn, you send this card to its owner's warp. But it becomes a 15k or a 20k double strike on your turn. So this is great for sealing games. Just watch out for Heroine's Lineage because it's still a thing. It's still out there. I love that dude. Oh, and don't forget, he does have a Limit 1 on him, unfortunately. And then for super combos, had to go with Radix Saiyan Youth. He's just great for the deck. You're really going to get down to 4 life, primarily by turn 2. So your super combos are already live. So to me, it's a lot safer to run these instead of one that already has a plus 10. These are just, when your life is at 4 or less, you can choose 1 card in your hand and place it at the bottom. He gains 10k and draw 2 cards. And then, of course, we have our little double strike chomp. If you manage to draw into him, he's just a great way to clear games. Swing with lead, swing with union, especially if you are worried about Heroine's Lineage or anything like that. Swing with him. Tap 1, combo with him, give it double strike, go for game. Good card. We are running 2 of the Yamcha Merciless Barrage. I've seen where people are running more. I have 2 more in my side deck. However, the fact that you can only activate 1 of these per turn, you can't activate counter skills or counter play skills for the rest of the turn after this dude has already been played. That's primarily why my decision is that too. But he's still great. He's a counterplay. When you play him, you choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards. They get minus 15k power for the turn. And if you have a red unison card with 2 or more markers in play, you can activate this counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost. So anything that's free is already great. Don't get me wrong. Anything that's free in red is extraordinary. I love it. And then, for those of you that are new or unaware, there are 2 different counter windows with this guy. Counter window 1, if they hard cast it, you cannot target the card that is coming into play, but you can hit 2 other cards that are already in play. Or counter window 2, if they play it off of a skill, then you can target the card that is being played and another target on board. Let's see, we're running 2 of the Vegeta Resolve Renewed. I love this dude. He has saved me so many times when it comes to, like, if it's your kill turn, that's primarily when he has saved me. They'll try to stop my my aggro. Excuse me. Let's try to stop me from aggroing so hard, and I'll counterplay the card as long as it's 15k or less. They counterplay, if the battle card being played is 15k power or less, it's placed in its owner's drop area instead of being played, then play this card. If you have 3 or more energy, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. And the activate main, you don't worry about because they're not a Vegeta card. So it's literally just for the counterplay. We are running 1 of the Frieza's Death Ball. This is what I was talking about when I said Emperor's Death Beam earlier. My bad. It's late. Love this dude. Great utility card. He's an activate battle tap 1. If your leader card is red, you choose up to 1 of your leader cards or battle cards and give it another 15k power for the duration of the battle. And if all your energy is red when you activate this card, you choose up to 1 of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards and it gets minus 10k power for the duration of the battle. So this is great with if you've Yamcha'd something and you've negged it by 15, especially like a big beefy card. You've already knocked it down by power level. They swing. You just go ahead and give it another minus 10. Now, like I said before, since we do have a lot of Gogeta Zeno and thwarting the Dark Empire and stuff like that at our locals, my deck runs a little bit more negate heavy and counter heavy than most. This is a 1-drop King Vegeta's Imposing Presence, so we got 3 of these. If your leader card is a mono red Saiyan card, you may choose the attacking card ignoring barrier, and he gets minus 10k power for the turn. And your opponent can't attack with cards for the turn unless they give the attacking card minus 5k power for the turn each time. And then, of course, you can't activate anymore after this. What's great is this literally hits anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's a leader card, unison card, battle card, ignoring barrier. It still hits it. It doesn't negate the attack, but it gives the attacking card a minus 10k. And then for everything they swing with the rest of the turn, it's minus 5. And it does stack. And then he has a really cool effect. If your life is at 3 or less, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand without paying its energy cost by choosing 1 card in your hand and discarding it. So if you are really aggroing down, some cards do help take your life to get you down and fuel your hand. This dude right here can save you. Then we also have 2 Violent Rays. I highly suggest, with the way the meta is right now, and I know I keep bringing up thwarting the Dark Empire a lot, but it is a lot, to me, in my experience, at our locals, especially, the package for the thwarting the Dark Empire and stuff like that is a lot faster than what Red can keep up with. Red cannot out-aggro Black at the moment, especially if they get the cards that they need. Violent Rays will help you. So it's a counterattack. If your leader card is red and you negate the attack, you may choose 1 card in your hand and discard it. If you do, you get to choose 1 of 2 effects. You can either choose that your opponent can't attack with battle cards with 20k power or more for the turn, or your opponent can't attack with unison cards with 20k power or more for the turn. This dude has saved me so many times when it comes to Gogeta, Vegex, etc., etc. You just slap him down. You already know that SS3 thwarting's coming out. You just go ahead and pitch 1. They can't swing with it, which means they can't kill a card because they can't attack with their battle card. Then we have our last negate. We have Testing the Opposition. This card is just phenomenal. It's a counterattack. If your life is at 5 or less, you can choose to take a life from your... If you take a life and add it to your hand, you negate the attack, and then you get to play a blocker for the turn. Love this dude. Will save your tail. Absolutely phenomenal. You can also choose to hard cast him if you don't want to take the life. You tap 2. I don't want to say it's never happened because I have actually hard casted this Joker before. It's just a great utility card. Absolutely need him. Especially if you guys still have 5 life and you're trying to make your super combos live. So for a little bit more board clearance, we have Secret Identity Mass Saiyan. He's an Overrealm 6. When his card is played using Overrealm, you choose any number of your opponent's battle cards that add up to a total energy cost of 6 or less, and send them to their warp. So for decks that are going wider than you, or let's just say you're having bad luck, you can't find your unison, and you're trying to establish a board and you're still digging, this dude will help you. Or if they're playing something that's a lot more aggro than you with a lot of small beaters, this dude will help you too. Also, tokens have no specified energy cost, so it doesn't matter how many they got out there, you can target every single one of them. They are considered to have 0 with this effect. So you can board wipe every single one of those, and then cards, actual battle cards, add up to 6. Love that dude. And then we have Super Saiyan 4 Bardock fighting against Fate. This card, love this dude. I love this dude. He's an Overrealm 6. He's a 25k dual attack. He's just great for closing out game, for adding that extra pressure, especially coupled with Champa. Just all around good card. And then for our secret rare of choice, I'm sorry, Frank Castle, but yes, I will tap 4 for this beautiful piece of cardboard. I love this dude. We have Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Unbridled Power. Absolutely phenomenal card. Good job, Bandai. You still have me on the hunt for that God Rare. I'm not going to give up. So he is a dual attack, Sparking 25, which we're not primarily worried about with the Sparking in here. If it happens, awesome. If not, it is okay. So he does have the Ultimate, Deflect, and Triple Strike. You tap 4, you play this card from your hand, and you may have one of your opponent's leader cards get minus 5k power for the turn. The Activate main. You remove this card from the game, and you choose all of your opponent's battle cards and unison cards, ignoring barrier, and place them in the owner's drop areas. Then place one card from your opponent's side from their drop. This is an amazing board clearing card. Gets, like I said, the fact that it gets rid of the unison too, wow. So yes, I would definitely tap 4 for this dude. And then on top of that, you have a 40k triple striker. It is safe from Heroine's Lineage because it's not 7 or less. Just go for game. And like I said, if you have the Sparking 25, those of you that don't know, that just means you have to have at least 25 cards in your drop. Then you get to restand him. And he's another swing at 40k triple strike. Love this dude. So that is our deck profile for Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta Spirit Boost Elite. I can't even talk. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked it. If you have some suggestions, anything that you would change, before I forget, in my sideboard, this is a great utility card that came out of set 16. It's good for this. So he's probably the only thing that I've teched in or tried to tech in for this deck as far as changing how I've been running it, but it is an Activate Battle 1 drop. If your leader card and all your energy are red, you choose up to one of your cards, and it gets 10k power for the battle, then choose one. If it's your turn, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost greater than their current energy, and it gets minus 30k power for the turn. Or if it's your opponent's turn, you draw one, then choose up to one of your cards, and it gets 5k power for the battle. The only reason that I'm taking this in as far as sideboard is for the if it's your turn. So if you're finding it hard to deal with big beefy cards, and this should be the last time I bring it up, SS Theory Thwarting. It's such a good card, it is, but man, do I hate messing with it as far as fighting against it. That card will help you as far as clearance. It doesn't cost them as many resources, in my opinion, because it's fairly easy to get the requirements to get it out there. So if you're finding it hard to deal with it, this is not a bad tech option to just tap one on your turn. Swing with leads. You can go and swing with lead, give unison double strike. Swing with lead if they don't negate. Tap one, that makes it a 25. Makes it a 25k double striker, and then you can kill off their SS thwarting. That's just an option, it's an example. But I did want to hit that and share that with you guys. But like I said, if you see anything that you would change, any suggestions that you would make, throw them in the comment section. We love hearing feedback from you guys. You guys are awesome. We can't do the things that we love without you. And also, check out our Instagram, Saiyan Royalty TCG, for all our funny stuff and Dragon Ball Super and Pokemon related things. Our little reels and stuff. We like having fun with those. But thank you again for watching. You guys are awesome. And take care.